Well, let's cross over to Louisville. We can speak to Will Clark, a reporter for WHAS Radio station there. Finally, we've got this. This has been a long time coming. Just your reaction initially.
I think it kind of came out of nowhere for those of us here in Louisville. We were aware that the FBI was involved, the federal government, the Department of Justice, but the decision, at least from a public perspective, came rather abruptly. We got a notification from the Justice Department about an hour before Merrick Garland, the Attorney General, was at the podium, and kind of were able to piece some of the things together. But by and large, the government kept this pretty close to the vest until they announced it at the podium. One of the charges against Brett Hankison, the firing through the door, through the blinds and curtains, he had been acquitted on that in a state court just a few months ago. So he can go back, because obviously now they'll go back and get this on a federal charge and a civil rights charge. So he'll go through that whole process again. The rest of it is basically undermines the entire foundation of the Breonna Taylor search warrant. It alleges that Joshua James and two others played a role in falsifying the affidavit that led to the warrant, and then after the fact attempted to conspire to cover up what they had done, and one of them's gone so far as to be accused of lying to the FBI.
What reaction can we expect from people? We know, of course, after Leona, after her death, Breonna Taylor's death, there was so much anger on the streets. It was a heightened time in the US. Just what can we expect going forward now, having had these arrests and charges?
I think it's going to be a lot more peaceful than what we saw in the summer of 2020. That was basically a public cry for justice. They wanted action. They waited on the state investigation from Attorney General Daniel Cameron. They weren't satisfied with how that had come out. They see today's civil rights action from the Department of Justice as the justice that they weren't able to get at a state or local level. So I think within the community, you see a lot more, I don't want to say happiness, because this is not certainly at all a happy situation, but a lot more people who are pleased with this movement, that the federal government is involved, the Department of Justice is involved. In the United States, when the Justice Department gets involved, that's a pretty solid signal to those being indicted or charged that you're going to do some time. The federal government doesn't do early releases. They take civil rights violations very seriously, and especially when you look at Louisville and the Louisville Metro Police Department, which is already under a full-blown investigation for its practices and procedures by the Department of Justice. These four officers may very well be poster children for cracking down on things like trying to falsify a document or aggressive force.
So, yeah, it's a pretty strong message there. Will Clark from Louisville, correspondent there from the radio stations there. Thank you very much for speaking to us. Thank you.